we are with you. But in reality, they were not with him. That is hypocrisy. Vested interest. اتخذوا أيمانهم جنة. As the Qur'an says in Surah Munafiqun, chapter 63. اتخذوا أيمانهم جنة. They made their expressions that are like passwords to the society, to the community, to the group, and they use it as a shield. Junnah. Look at these words. Junnah, Jannah, Jinnah. None of these have anything to do with ghosts. Although Muslims, when they hear jinn, they start to dream about ghosts or think of ghosts. Junnah means a shield that the individual uses to protect himself or hide his body, at which the arrow or the spear or the sword is aiming for. That's the meaning of Junnah. So the Qur'an says, اتخذوا أيمانهم جنة. So I am sharing with you chapter 49 verse 14. It contains a scenario of the Prophet's society, and it contains a declaration of the Prophet, in which is a lesson for all of us of our age. The Quran says, قالت الأعراب آمنا. The desert Arabs came up to the Prophet, as you and I will come up to one another or come up in society, and we identify ourselves as Muslims, and we identify ourselves as believers. It's a norm. You go to any place and people who identify themselves with this identity, they conglomerate, they get together, they come together. So the Quran says in chapter 49 verse 14, قَالَتِ الْأَعْرَابُ آمَنَّا. They say, look, we have already committed ourselves to the concepts and the requirements and expectations of Iman. I told you that the word Iman is not a matter of subjectiveness. It's not a matter of subjectiveness. It's not a matter of belief. Iman should not have ever been translated to mean belief. And mu'minun and mu'minat has nothing to do with believers. Iman has everything to do with aman, safety and security, aman, solace and peace, and amana, responsibility and trust. So this is not about I saying to you, I'm a mu'min, and you saying to me, you're a mu'min, and we don't have anything to deliver and to establish. So these Arabs came to the Prophet, and they said to him, Amanna. Of course. He's a human being. But Allah revealed to him and said to him, Qul, say to them, Lam tu'minu. You have not yet started to secure the assets of society that you need to secure. The values of society is not safe with you. So Iman is not some kind of recitation you and I have to make and then go and stab people in the back and then burn down their houses or destroy them. This has nothing to do with Iman. Iman has everything to do with peace, safety, security, the enhancement and the protection of the environment and all the assets that are inside. So it's not a matter of saying some Arabic word or some Urdu word or some English word and say I have Iman. Anybody who says words of Iman have to prove it. Otherwise they're doing business. Otherwise they are doing business. They have an ulterior motive for that. So the Qur'an told the Prophet to say to them, قُلْ لَمْ تُؤْمِنُوا. You have not yet cultivated Iman. You have not yet committed yourself to the principles and values of Iman. Because these are the people who plunder and destroy society. وَلَكِنْ قُولُوا أَسْلَمْنَا. And our translators and our scholars said, but say we have submitted, which makes no sense. As if to say, you could be in Islam and you don't have to have Iman. Islam and Iman is synonymous. From my study of the Arabic language and the Qur'an. Nobody can enter Islam by just words. The word Islam comes from the Arabic verb aslama yuslimu muslimun islamun. It has everything to do with peace, with safety, with stability, with submission. It has nothing to do with recitation that comes out on the lips, which makes it easy for everybody to become Muslims, but very few people to prove themselves that they are Muslims by their actions and responsibilities. What is meant to understand, if you study the Arabic language and study the verb salima, which is the root of Islam, because aslama is an inflection, and salima means to be safe, to be secure, to be at peace, to be stable. So these Arabs were cunning, very cunning, like many people today in Muslim communities. They join the ranks. They don't feel they have to deliver. They don't feel they have to rub shoulder to shoulder and spend their time and their energies and their wealth and their talents. They don't feel they have to give up their corruptions, their oppressive ways of life. They don't feel they have to do that. They won't do that. But they can still join the ranks. Why? Because I can't see in your heart and you can't see in mine. And because we cannot do that to one another, I can tell you anything and you can tell me anything. These Arabs thought they could have done that to the Prophet. What they did, they came and make it look that, oh, they're part of the society now. They joined the ranks. They fall or they fell in line, as we say in English language. They just joined the ranks. And they proclaim, oh, amanna. We need to understand that. That we all claim we are part of this society that uphold the Qur'an, that deals with this mighty messenger. This Prophet of God is not here to tell me and to tell you, listen, Iman has not entered your heart. Iman has not entered your heart. Islam is only in your tongue. Are we waiting for that? Isn't it enough that we can learn from the torture, the difficulties that he faced with people of his own type? He was an Arab and these were Arabs. The lesson here, oh brothers and sisters, let us don't trade our Islam with our tongue or with our appearance. This will only fool people for some time. We'll end up fooling ourselves most of the time, if not all the times. It is important that we send that message to ourselves. That if you claim and I claim we love this beloved Prophet, then this was the kind of enemies he had. How can you love him and behave like those enemies to his message?